you know, we're not there, they obviously don't care. And then I was told, people that do go to the meetings actually do care. I didn't see anything of people.
All right. Time is now 7:04 PM on the 8th of October, 2024. We'll kick off the Montoursville Area School Board meeting with Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wow. Extra good. That was good. That was good. Standing a little taller. Standing a little taller after that one. All right, before we get into the meat of things, just to let everyone know, we had an executive session prior to this, just to talk about some personnel matters, as well as some safety and security concerns or matters, events as well. Also, you'll see if you've got the packet in the back, the very last page is a supplemental addition to the agenda for tonight. It's adding in some academic stuff, so we're gonna put that in when we get to the general agenda items. We'll bring that up and we'll vote on those. So, just so everyone is aware of that. Then with that being said, roll call, please.
Mr. Albert,
Here.
Mr. Badger,
Here.
Mr. Eisenhower,
Here.
Mr. Gardner,
Here.
Mr. Hausnick,
Here.
Ms. McCoy. Here. Mrs. Meyer, is she on?
Yes.
Yep. She's here.
Her hand is up.
I will allow her to talk.
Mrs. Meyer?
Here.
Thank you.
There she is.
From Minnesota.
Mr. or Mrs. Oberheim, is she
She does not appear to be.
not present? Okay. And, Mr. Young.
Here.
All right, thank you. Are there any recognitions and presentations on the evening? I don't think so. Student representative presentations. We have some new student reps.
Yeah, I'm the new student rep, I'm Jack Heifrick. I spoke 2 meetings previously, so you're all
Yep.
familiar with me. The student body has nothing of concern that's pertinent to this meeting at the time. There was some renewal of the phone banning stuff with the threats last week, but there's no meeting agenda item or that policy being voted on tonight. I have nothing to say.
All right, thank you very much and welcome. Good to have you. All right, moving on to the reading of the minutes, approval of the regular meeting minutes from September 10th, 2024, and the work session minutes from September 24th, 2004. Take a motion to approve those.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Well. No prior presentations for the evening. All right, moving on to the public comment portion of the agenda. This is for residents and taxpayers to comment on all matters of concern or official action before the board. You have 3 unpaused minutes. No interest in the room here about on Zoom. Any interest or comments? All right, seeing none, moving on to the business manager's reports.
Right. You've received copies of the treasurer's report for the period ending September 30th, 2024. For the general fund and the cafeteria fund, we are submitting these to the board for your consideration of approval.
Take a motion to approve those. We need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
There we go. Any questions? All right, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Very good.
Okay, presentation of the bills. You've received copies of the listing of invoices for the general fund and the cafeteria fund for the period ending October 8th, 2024. We are submitting these to the board for your consideration of approval and payment.
All right, motion to approve those.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, roll call vote. Fran?
Any questions?
Oh, my, oh, you're right. Any questions? No comments, questions? All right, roll call, vote please.
Okay. Mr. Albert,
Yes.
Mr. Badger,
Yes.
Mr. Eisenhower,
Yes.
Mr. Gardner,
Yeah.
Mr. Hausnick,
Yes.
Ms. McCoy,
Yes.
Mrs. Meyer,
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Okay, right now, we are currently, working on the audit for the 23-24 school year. The auditors are in the office this week, working on closing the books out. We were notified earlier this week of, well, actually earlier last week of our food service audit that is going to take place in January, so we have started working on that. We're working on some transportation things right now, but other than that, that's basically what we have going on right now in the business office.
Very well, thank you very much. All right, superintendent's report. We'll go around the room. I can't remember what side I did last time, so we'll start over here with you. Sorry.
We're getting ready for our annual, there's a walk-on later this week. Students and families have been collecting pledges and business, support throughout the year. So, and this year's theme is a whiteout, which coincides with the football game. So thanks to the high school, we're working on that. PTA working alongside with those. Thanks to Mr. Johnson, Mrs. Wise, are going to get some high school student groups to come out as well and be a part of the day and cheer on our kids. They earn their pledges and again, just shows that family support, we do across the district and building to building. So kids are looking forward to that. Really a comfortable day, thank you. It's not like either sweating or freezing. So it's been kind of in between the next fall day to do our walk, if the weather's going to hold out. But again, PTO works hard throughout the year to support, to supplement things in our classrooms and provide good experiences for the kids throughout the year. A couple of these, big thanks to the fire company this past week. They did a fire prevention, fire safety day for the kids. So again, always, one of the highlights of the year for the kids. They enjoy that day, and I know the firefighters enjoy, emergency personnel enjoy that day and teaching our kids some important skills for life. Mrs. Lorson and Mrs. Krebshaw, the counselors, are in the process of training our annual Peace Patrol. Playground Peace Patrol. They started later yet today and tomorrow, and then they're ready to go out next week, I think. We're training those crews. So again, peer mediation and helping kids solve problems and solving conflict peacefully. Big shout back like Mrs. Weiler for many, many, many years, who started that many, many years ago, and they continue that tradition. Thanks to the Key Club. They started their pen pal project here a couple weeks ago. They get matched up with fourth graders, and it's just a good mentoring piece that we started. Actually, the sophomores were the first class who were the first fourth graders, so it's kind of neat to see this coming back full circle. And many of them who were pen pals with high school kids at their time are now continuing that on. And then, just again, we're flowing, things are flying. It doesn't seem like it's October already, but all of a sudden, before you know, it's going to be in November. So thanks for again all your support. The shoe drive event, collecting gently used or new shoes. They're collecting those up to the 18th. So again, lots of things going on.
Great stuff. Thank you very much. Mr. Meyer.
Just a few things, shout out to our PTO, really became involved last year. We were able to raise enough funds to have field trips for all grade levels. We just finished a nice tote bag fundraiser. I think they sold 200 of those, so those will be reviewed here shortly. We have the beef stick sale. That's always a good fundraiser coming up. I want to point out our charity account fundraiser is finishing up now. Last 2 years, we've raised enough and netted nearly $10,000. Again, this year we'll be over those numbers. So again, we'll be able to fund a field trip for each grade level this year, all through our funds and funding. So shout out to PTO and our community for that support. So that's really cool. I want to thank Mrs. Quick. She's taken over the reins as the staff dress down day coordinator, I guess. We've already raised $1,000 this, since the beginning of the year to give out the community organizations and so forth. So we have a giving staff, giving community, really appreciate that. So, we'll leave the rest of it. Thank you.
All right, Mrs. Watts.
So a couple of good things that are happening here at the high school. Senior Miss Annie with his Spanish students has started doing an Instagram page to encourage students to actually use the language and immersion outside of school and then share with each other. He shared it with Mr. Johnson and I this weekend. Several different really cool things the kids are doing with that. It's nice that, you know, they're learning how to positively use some of the social medias out there. We had Judge Whiteman come in today to meet with some students. Couple of things we're doing. We want to try and fight some of the absenteeism and the tardies that have been a problem in the past. So Judge Whiteman came in and we celebrated kids who have actually made big improvements so far. With their attendance, we're definitely seeing a decrease in absences and tardies compared to last year at this point. So that's been a real positive. We had homecoming last week. Hopefully everybody got out to see the parade. Juniors won first place for the pirate float. And then we had a football game afterwards, which we won. And then we had the homecoming dance on Saturday night and had over 240 students in attendance. It went fantastic. So that was really a great thing to have. And then coming up the last Saturday and Sunday of the month, which is I believe the 26th and 27th, the fall play Charlotte's Web is going to be on here at the school for Dayton students.
Thank you very much. Mr. Bleeds.
Yeah, so just kind of, business is picking up, we're into everything now, we have our walking up. DJ, Mr. Silva came out and DJ, it's a grand old time, great weather for it. I think they said goal, beginning of the year at 10-5, and I think they surpassed that, so there's a couple of community and PTO and families and everybody donating, it's phenomenal, I think they hit their goal every year I've been here, so, again, the feeling to provide our students with opportunities and field trips is awesome. We did, I think, somebody here at the high school, correct me if I'm wrong, the supply drive for North Carolina. Is that right? Yeah, so we put, I couldn't believe the amount of, donations coming into that, still into that, we had loads and loads, so, just speaks on the community aspect here, so appreciate that, helping people out in need. We had a Title I night as well too last week, where we geared around, therapy dogs, and all of our kids came in with their parents and we had some pizza, and after that, they basically sat around reading to the dogs. Kids loved it. We had big pizzas in here, 191 pounds.
Any kids arrive?
Homecoming readers came up last week as well too, so we shall just go on to that. Kids love talking to all the high schools about homecoming, they read some books to them. We have our glow night this Saturday at Snyder's from 4:30 to 8:30, and then next week is Trunk or Treat Valley. Not 9 to 9, Trunk or Treat Valley, so come on out, Saturday.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Knopfler. No, Albert. That's weird. Mr. President.
I think that homecoming was last week, so we had some themes for the students each day of the week last week. It was around homes and homes and all that stuff. So it was a fun week last week. Shout out to the middle school band on September 20th. They played at the football game with the high school band, which was super cool. To see them out there, and a lot of work for the music department, but it went off without a hitch. I thought, yeah, what I could tell, it was awesome. So good job for those. Yeah.
Nice job, buddy.
And then, yeah, we had a successful Livers Club induction. Those ceremonies are always great. When we see our students stepping up, I'm really proud of them. Yeah, the PBIS day coming up at the end of the month, which we're the committee's working hard at getting that all reached and
All right. Sebastian. All right, thank you. Mr. Hannah.
Yeah, I wanted to share that, the IU will be hosting their parent task force meeting coming up. We have one coming up Thursday, November 7th, from 5:30 to 7, that will be held in the Williamsport office. Thursday, January 9th, from 5:30 to 7, to be held in the Canton office. And also Thursday, March 20th, to be held in the Williamsport office. All of the meetings can be accessed via Zoom, and information can be found on our specialized website. Also, Transition Conference is coming up on October 18th. This conference is hosted by Penn College and the intermediate unit, and it is open to all 11th and 12th grade students, parents, guardians, anyone that has transition and interest for our students. So we'll have about 22 students that will be going to that conference. This is the first time the conference is going to be held in the fall. Typically, this conference is held in the spring, but due to Penn College's scheduling, they weren't able to do it in the spring, so they've asked if it could be offered in the fall for students. And I think that will be a good thing for our students because it just gives them more time to gather the information, to learn what's out there, so they can be prepared for when they graduate. And then also just an update on cyclical monitoring that's going on. So at this point, there's a parent and student survey piece, cyclical monitoring. All of those surveys have been sent out, and they are all to be completed by November 1st. It's an online survey, so all you have to do is go online, find Mentor Lawyer's School District as the LEA, and then that would open up the survey for parents and students to fill out. We're also working hard on what's called a facilitated self-assessment. There are about 30 different parts to this assessment. So the special ed department, we're pulling together information because we have to show all kinds of documentation to the state under all of these 30 categories. So we're working on that right now. And then also this Friday on October 11th, I'm going to be working with a team of teachers to conduct what's called an educational benefit review. And it's taking a look at 10 student IEPs over the last 3 years and really being able to determine how much the students have grown over the past 3 years, and then reporting that out to the state as well. So that's what we have going on.
That's great. A lot. Thank you. Mr. Johnson.
I'll hit a couple things and then I want to spend a little bit of time just saying thank you and having some gratitude. But PSATs are this week, ASVAB's coming up in November. We had Bloomsburg career development. Our ag group went, a handful of kids from ag went with our new ag teacher, Noah Phillip, and they're starting to get more into competitions with FFA and ag, and they attended dairy judging, and we had from the 11th and 12th grade and senior class, Ethan Hendershot not only won first place for that, but also third overall for the entire competition. We had Leah Kaufman in 5th place, and the senior team overall took first place in the dairy judging competition. Our junior class of 9th to 10th graders, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kiddos placed in the top 30. Dominic Kozai took 5th place, and that junior team took 5th. Junior team A took 5th. Junior B team took 11th overall. In the livestock judging, Briar Watchich got 2nd place in our senior class. And then we had everybody else in the junior class pretty much landed in the top 25 for that. So for their first time kind of going out and doing anything competition wise with our new teacher, that's the kids are literally carrying around their flags, like showing everybody they could. So I think it's really exciting to see that kind of momentum this early out of the gate. We want to keep investing in that, growing that program. So that's huge. The rest of the time, I want to say thank you for a lot of different things. One, we can all acknowledge last week was a challenge. Last week was a tough moment for the school as we faced that. But in light of that and through that, a huge thank you to the district office, obviously, our armed security, our police force that we use and rely on in the borough as well, and all the outreach and the connection to all the services that supported that and making that threat greatly diminished, but also working in tandem with us and with other districts to make sure we are able to have that young man apprehended that had been a threat. So a huge thank you. That could have gone a number of different ways. And I know in a lot of districts would have gone a number of different ways, but it's a testament to the community we have and the drive to protect our kids. So thank you to all those involved in making that go as smoothly as it did, to the student body also for handling that and just going about their day. That was pretty remarkable. A huge thanks to Tim. He's been working with us on a number of issues this year already. And his support has been huge. And also throughout the Joe today and his crew, they're always quick to jump in. And we needed a round of guys today to help us out. I won't go into all the details, but we got through it. And it's great to see people come together, in the community. Look at what happened over homecoming over the last little bit. Just seeing everybody get together and a person in high school that is not affiliated or connected necessarily to the district that made a comment. I've never seen a school with such spirit. So that's a testament to the board though. So, that's all I have to say. Thanks to the community and everybody attached to it.
I want to echo Mr. Johnson, especially in the following day when we had the issue with the false report, whatever, with Williamsport. I mean, the swiftness of this and the effectiveness of law enforcement. I mean, Mr. T called me and I got a group through the fire station. I got a group on the playground. And 1 minute we're in, I mean, your heart just sinks for a second. You're like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And within a minute and a half, I think I got a call back saying, they cleared it, it's not real. And immediately it has gray hairs on the beard. But again,
Oh, yeah.
but that time, but you know, the time, she could have, you know, just, in one respect, it's a shame that we gotta deal with this in this day and age. But it also shows the lessons we've learned from those who experienced this tragedy and how we work together as a law enforcement community, a school community, and all of those resources to make sure things are running smoothly, efficiently, and safely.
Absolutely. Mr. T?
Just MASD is the place to be, Mr. Myers. Hearing all this, it's all inside the issue there. Yeah, it is a quick response when we have to deal with these things. I was in my office, we have a scanner in the DO, and the words active shooter came across that, and boy, it triggers a reaction that you don't expect, and it wasn't even us, it was a neighboring district. So I apologize to the administrator. They're very quick on those phone calls and short, but we have to get word out quickly, and we did. We moved fast on everything. Again, having our own armed security personnel really helps us in these situations. So much appreciated, Mr. Stelline, what you and your group does for us, and then all of law enforcement. I echo what you said. The support we received through that and continue to receive. I saw a presence today on the high school campus, and it wasn't necessary, but they were coming through. So really good to see and have that support that doesn't exist everywhere. So yeah, it's a good feeling that we get that kind of support and response. Secondly, we had our kickoff. Oh, it's nice that you guys are having a lot of fun. You and I get to share in the misery that takes place, it seems, on a daily basis. So I'm glad kids and adults are having a good time in the district on top of the education that takes place as well. We had a kickoff meeting with Crabtree Rohrbaugh and Associates on Lighter Elementary. They are tasked right out of the gate to update our enrollment projections based on the numbers from this year. And they're looking at reducing the scope of what they originally proposed. It's not necessary to do an addition that size. If we do end up deciding to consolidate. And finally, they're going to finalize, or not finalize, but update some numbers on that reduced scope of a project. Once we have those things in place, we can go out and have our town hall meetings. I'm hoping in November before the holidays to be able to go out and do those meetings and present what we have to this point. And then I would expect a decision by the board on a path forward once those are completed. So it could be very well in December that we're making a decision on our path forward with the elementary schools. So that's the update, you and the public on that. And I believe that's it for, sorry, thank you.
All right. Great updates, everyone. Thank you very much. It's nice to see so much going on in the district. One thing I do want to point out, I like all of the immersion between the schools and the districts, hearing the the homecoming kids come and read to the Valley, and then the middle school kids playing with a high school band. That's gotta feel good for those kids. So it's fun to see that stuff, so. All right, before we move on to the general agenda items, we'll take care of the supplemental portion of the agenda here, the academics one. So that is 1.1 approval for student 340550 to be expelled from Montoursville area high school as per adjudication.
There is an adjustment on that. That should say per agreement. There was no adjudication.
Per agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second. Any questions? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, 1.2, approval of a request from Mr. and Mrs. Smith for enrollment and waiver of the tuition of Claudia Hugel, foreign exchange student from Germany for the 2024-2025 school year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, very good. Now we'll move to the general agenda, item 7.1, approval of the following field trip requests for the members of the professional staff. Take a motion to approve those.
Motion approved.
Second. Any questions?
On the Morgan Solomon Penn College Lab Tour bus cost, is there an estimate on that?
$240, something like around there, 240. 240,
It's under 250.
yeah,
It's at our local rate.
well, it's probably 280, because Loyal Sox 280.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mrs. Myers?
Aye.
There we go. Thank you. All opposed? All right, 7.2. It's a recommendation of approval of a bond agreement with the East Lycoming School District for the repayment of 1/6 of the total cost of a bond in the amount not to exceed $5 million plus interest of 3.7% over a 15-year period for the improvement of the facilities at the Lycoming Career and Technical Center. That was
Make a motion to table the vote to next month.
second. All right, so since we're making a motion to change table, is there anything specific that we need to do, adjust?
Yeah, questions or comments, and then all in favor, you have a motion in a second, so.
Okay, all right.
we're good.
Any questions or comments on tabling until next month? Very well. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? 10.3, approval of an agreement between Montoursville Area School District and the Lycoming Clinton County Joiner Board for the social-based outreach services. Take a motion to approve those.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions?
Yeah, I have a couple. Exactly, what is their role that they would be providing for us, and what's the cost of this budgeted?
So the cost in that agreement is $15,000 for a full-time person, currently we have a part-time from the joiner, that's at no cost, that's Victorini. We requested full-time that will be paid for with the PCCD mental health grant. So it's not in the budget, it's in the grant that we received from the state through PCCD. The primary role, they sit on the SAP teams, the student assistance program teams. They handle truancy, the truancy process. And finally, they connect families and students with services at the county level for mental health. Yeah, a variety of services, food insecurities. But they plug in families and kids that might be struggling with services in the county. That's a brief summary. They do a whole lot. But it is in the grant.
So Dan, it's in the grant for this year, but for next year, would it be something that we would have to build into the budget?
Yeah, we will need to budget for it in future years.
Okay,
And it's, for us, it's $120,000 position with salary and benefits that we're getting for 15, through the partnership with the county joiner.
thank you.
We were the last, Montgomery and us, we were the last two schools to have part-time in the county. We both are going full-time.
So then Dan, the staff person, are they coming from the joiner, or is that the part-time person that's already here and then they're just going full-time?
Vic's heading to Montgomery full-time. We were involved in the interview process for the new person. For full-time.
Have we hired them yet?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep. Joiner did.
Oh, joiner.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's really a staff person under them that
Yeah.
functions in our buildings.
Yeah, they supervise them. They're just housed in the schools.
I was gonna say we just provide the office.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, hearing no other questions, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? 7.4, approval of an agreement between Montoursville Area School District and Lycoming Clinton County Joiner Board SAP agreement. That was for the outreach services. This is for the SAP. I'll take a motion to approve.
A motion to approve.
Second.
Questions? All right, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? 7.5, approval of use of facilities from Dwayne Gordner, DKS Studio, Montoursville Area High School Auditorium, May 17th and 18th, 2025, from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, personnel, I'd like to combine these 8.1 through 8.5. If you'd like to take a second to look at those.
We'll take out the last one for me.
8.4. So we will do 8.1 through 3 and then 8.5. We'll do 8.4 separate.
Motion to approve.
Any questions? All right, hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? 8.4, approval of the following additions to the support staff.
Motion to approve.
Need a second? Any questions? Right, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed?
I abstain.
One abstain. Right, 9.1, transportation, approval of the following addition to the school bus driver list for the 2024-2025 school year. You approve those for that?
Second.
Any questions? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Policies, 10.1, approval of the second and final reading of policies 247 hazing, 249 bullying and cyberbullying, and 254 dating violence. Take a motion to approve the second and final reading.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, section 11, finances, 11.1, acknowledgement of the following high school student activity advisors and officers for the 2024-2025 school year. So this is an acknowledgement. It's new to me, so we don't have to vote on this. We're just acknowledging.
Yeah,
You vote, we do vote? Okay. All right, well, I'll take a motion to approve it then.
I make a motion to approve.
No second.
All right, any questions? All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Very well. Committee reports, Mr. Young.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. Oberheim's not here. Mrs. McCoy, Policy Committee.
Just that we just passed this through policy and paid the floor and then paid violence, that's all I have.
Thank you. Mrs. Meyer, IU.
Yeah, so I just wanted to report that the IU is going to be, we're just approved for licensure for a pre-K classroom. So they're going to be offering much needed early childhood, an early childhood program across the street from their location right now, Blast. So that's going to be great since there have been closures recently of childcare, and it's open to all students. So not just those that have learning disabilities. Also, they did recently over the summer educational planning, and they held their a seminar, and there were a lot of participants and went over really well. And they are finalizing the details for their superintendent institute in Hershey. And it sounds like it has a really full agenda. And I'm assuming, Dan, you're going to be going to that in November. So it looks like there's a lot of things that are going to be going on during that. So lots of things. And they also they received a grant to do a video to help recruit for early childhood teachers for the shortage. And I will send out the executive summary so that you can take a look at it. It's really great. It actually, I was going to say that I teared up during it. It was just really moving on all the things that they do as an IU. So I'll send it out via email. I encourage you guys to watch it because it really gives you a better understanding of all the good things that they do at our Blast IU. So That's it.
Thank you. LCTC, Mr. Gardner.
Nothing from LCTC this month.
I don't know why it keeps reverting back.
He really wants Mr. Gardner.
You guys did rock. paper,
I gotta remember that.
where you came in and
Right, last one.
Memorial Gardens, Mr. Hausner. Budget, Mrs. McCoy, Mr. Hausner. Montoursville Foundation, I have nothing other than the next meeting is scheduled for 10/28. Dan, do you have anything?
They approved funding for an instrument. I can't even begin to describe that, Mr. Wright, had requested, so,
Like a musical.
yeah, I think it's,
Glockenspiel.
like a xylophone, but I don't know the name of it.
The Glockenspiel.
But they're excited, they're really excited about having
Synthesizer.
access to that instrument, so. Foundation continues to be a great partner for us. Especially financially.
Thank you. Buildings and grounds, Mr. Albert.
Yeah, only thing to report is, just to encourage everyone that's, these next couple months or that we're gonna be getting involved with this building project, possibly in Closing the Valley, just, spread the word of the hometowns that would be possibly coming up over the next, month and a half just, if you have any questions, feel free to email us. I mean, that's what we're here for, so.
Thank you. Extracurricular, Mr. Badger and Mr. Hausneck.
Yeah, I have a thought. You got more than I do. Your stuff. Mine's not.
Cross-country team, doing okay. They have a couple wins, but usually their meets are with 4 teams. And they don't always beat the top tier. In fact, they're at Houston today in a 14 meet. The boys soccer have an outstanding year. They're 10-4 right now. Really outstanding. The girls, after a slow start, they're up to 6-5-2, and they should make the district playoffs. Also, the coach, Victor Rainey, hit a milestone, 150 wins since he's been up here since 2014, with 5 league titles, a couple district titles, and a lot of state appearances. The girls' tennis team finished at 9-6. They were playing today at Montoursville against Milton. They're the number 7 seed. If they won, they'll play number 2 Hughesville on Thursday. They didn't. And Hughesville only has one. Did they win? Okay. Well, then they don't have to pay.
It's huge still.
But still, a good year. Junior high girls softball had a dynamite year, 9-2-1, and they won the Williamsport Middle School tournament. The golf team finished at 5-5 and had a rough time in the district individuals. Rough first day that put them way behind and never caught up. As far as football, for Mr. Farrar, Mr. Blaze, the flag teams are 5-1. They're kindergarten through 2nd graders. Practice every day.
That's our 3-hour reading block.
3-hour reading.
The Beaver tackle teams are 4-2. That's your 3rd and 4th graders. There we go. And Mr. Myers' 5th and 6th graders are 5-1, leading their division. Junior high football's having a really good year for a awfully small squad. Both literally and figuratively. They're 4-2. The JV football team's 5-0-1. And the varsity football team's having an outstanding year, really, at 5-2. They're 4th in the district AAA standings. They play Southern Columbia Friday night. Let's hope for a big win there.
That's great. The Montoursville Chamber of Commerce came in last week or the week before. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for giving them some space to sign up for the Broad Street Holiday Decoration Contest. They fill all but 2 slots. I think we have two slots left. So if anyone has teams that are interested in joining in on that, super excited and just keep continuing to push that we're going full Griswold on this year. So, the more lights, the more exciting it is, the better. So thank you for the support and that we really appreciate it.
Safety and security, I'd just like to take a mention it was something that was already said. I went to the homecoming game Friday night, saw a strong law enforcement presence, sheriffs, PSP, and our armed security. Thank you to all of them, for sacrificing their night to come out and protect, the citizens and kids of Montoursville. They were, very well, dressed, well mannered. I saw them interacting with a lot of kids in a positive manner, which was very refreshing to see. I'd also like to mention that I was going out the back of the stadium right before the game and the national anthem came on. And it touched my heart that every person in that walkway stopped, no matter what they were doing, whether they were walking in the bathroom or walking out of the bathroom, stopped and acknowledged the national anthem. It made me feel good to be a citizen of this community and to see that not only our kids are aware of that, but they're being taught that, not only from their parents, but from you as administrators and teachers. So thank you for that. That's all.
All right, the final public comment portion of the evening. Again, this is for residents and taxpayers, a comment on matters of concern, of official action or deliberation for the board. 3 and pause. Nobody. Right, nobody in the room. Anybody on Zoom interested? All right, seeing no hands raised, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? None. All right, meeting adjourned.
One time I'm
I wanted to get home and watch that. Never mind.
I guess
And
not.
also, no one had.
Hot mic.
Yeah. I will.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. I didn't say it. From a 2-year-old to a 9-year-old.
I get to close it.
I mean,
Took it down, put them in storage, and when they were cleaning out storage. They put it on.